You've been feeling tired, but not just physically. Your soul is weary, your prayers feel empty, your worship feels forced, and you're starting to wonder if something is wrong with you spiritually. But here's the real and often hidden reason. You're not broken, you're being battled. What you think is burnout might actually be spiritual warfare in disguise, and one of the enemy's most subtle tactics is to wear you down, not with obvious attacks, but with a slow, steady drain on your spiritual strength, distractions, discouragement, disconnection. You've been pouring out without being poured into, fighting battles in silence, carrying weight that was never yours to carry, and all the while wondering why your fire is fading. But the truth is, when you are close to a breakthrough, the enemy increases the pressure, because he knows you're dangerous when aligned with God's will. That's why your sleep is restless, your joy feels thin, and your spirit is under constant tension. You're not crazy, and you're not alone. This is a classic pattern of attack aimed at those who are chosen to make impact. The enemy doesn't fight those he already controls. He fights those who are a threat, and you, child of God, are a threat. The draining isn't random. It's strategic. The enemy wants to disconnect you from your source, God, because once you're disconnected, you become more vulnerable to lies like, you're not enough, God has left you, or you're wasting your time. But that's the deception. Isaiah 40 verse 31 says, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength." And sometimes the waiting feels like weakness, but it's really the space where God is recharging you for what's ahead. You've been surviving off yesterday's manna, but God is calling you deeper, into a new level of intimacy, discipline, and dependence. He's trying to awaken you, not punish you. You're spiritually drained because you've outgrown the place you've been feeding from, and he's shifting you into a new season. But that transition feels like exhaustion before it feels like elevation. This is the pruning season of John 15, where even fruitful branches are cut back to bear more. You feel tired not because you're empty, but because you're in transition. And transitions are always the most exhausting part of any journey. Not the start, not the finish, but the in-between. That's why Jesus often withdrew to pray. He knew constant outpouring without refilling leads to spiritual depletion. And if he needed rest, so do you. This isn't the time to quit. This is the time to be still and know. Psalm 46 verse 10. You're not spiritually dead, you're spiritually under construction, and that construction site feels chaotic before it looks complete. The fatigue you feel is not a sign of failure, but a sign that God is doing something deep, something that's restructuring your roots. The deeper the roots, the stronger the fruit. So don't confuse weariness with weakness. Galatians 6 verse 9 reminds you not to grow weary in doing good. For in due season you will reap if you don't give up. The enemy wants you to faint before you finish, but here's your warning. Don't. Get back to the secret place. Get back to your source. Rest, reset, and remember that even Jesus slept through the storm because peace is not the absence of warfare. It's the presence of God in the midst of it. You feel drained because your spirit is sensitive to warfare others don't even see. But the good news? God sees it all, and he's strengthening you right now. Not through striving, but through surrender. So stop trying to fix what God is using to shape you. Let him refill you, reshape you, and remind you who you are. You are chosen. You are equipped. And you are not running on empty, you are being refilled for something greater than what you just came out of. Don't give in to the fatigue. Dig deeper. The well is not dry, you just need to return to the source.